All right, fragrance fam, I've got to talk about a fragrance that has the whole community absolutely captivated right now. It's Blockade from the Mind Games. And to me, where I'm at right now is the perfect setup for this review. I'm out here beside a football field. It's around 6 a.m. It's quiet, it's fresh, and honestly, it's exactly the vibe I get from this scent. For me, this fragrance is made for athletes. I believe football players would rock this excellently. It's got that fresh, clean, competitive energy. It's not heavy, it's not trying too hard. It's got that crisp, green, confident aura that just fits a guy who's ready to dominate on the pitch. So, yeah, to me, there's no better place to talk about Blockade than right here, right now. And hey, I'm not reviewing some old sample. I snug a full bottle, a 2025 batch, because I just to see if the hype was real. Spoil alert, it's freaking gorgeous, but it's not perfect. So let's get into it.
Okay, let's go.
First off, to me, the presentation is classy. On the front, it's got the name Blockade, and the print, the keynotes right there, green mango and peppercorn. On the back, it has some info about the fragrance, smooth, calculated, and dynamic. For me, that's a nice touch. So I open it up and the bottle sits right in there, nestled in the insert. No ribbon, no extra frills, just a clean, straightforward presentation. Honestly, I don't mind it. It lets the bottle speaks for itself. And speaking of the bottle, it's elegant. It's got this reflective gradient, silver up top, clear at the bottom so I can see exactly how much juice I've got left. The cup is a nice chess piece, which to me is a nice touch. But here's the thing, I've got the 2025 batch here and it's got a magnetic cap now. So it's super secure. I can actually pick it up by the cup without worrying. For me, that's huge upgrade over the older batches. Let's get some sprays out. Oh, the atomizer is fantastic. It's very pressurized, fine mist for me. That's a big plus. Wow. Okay, here we go. Out here in this cool morning air, it hits differently. My initial reaction, to me, that's a 10 out of 10 opening. It's captured my nose right away. Right off the top in the first 30 seconds, I'm getting that mango skin. But it's not a smoothy mango, it's a crisp, formal tropical vacation mango. It's green, slightly tart, incredibly realistic. Immediately following that, around the 1 minute mark, the pink pepper and bergamot come through. It's the bergamot that gives it this effervescent, sparkling quality. It's not heavy citrus. To me, it's like a mango flavored sparkling club soda. But the standout in the opening, hitting me at about the 3 to 5 minute mark, is the tomato leaf. It's that green, plant-like, slightly earthy vibe. For me, it perfectly balances the sweetness of the mango and the pepper. It's what stops this from smelling like a dessert and makes it an art piece. It's a beautifully executed, addictive opening. I couldn't stop smelling my arm. Now, for the heart notes, I actually sprayed this on my right arm a little while ago so I could give you the real mid experience. So while I was geeking out over the opening on my left, this one's been developing. As we transition into the heart, that initial gingy bergamot starts to fade. The mango flower starts to bloom. It's softer, more watery than the skin note in the opening. For me, it's a nice transition. Around the 20 to 30 minute mark on this arm, I pick up the lavender and star anise. It's not overly herbal or sharp. It's smooth, giving it that Aventus-Style masculine backbone, but honestly, it's smoother. The star anise adds a touch of the licorice-like spice, but it's hiding in the background. It's not screaming. It just adds depth to me. That's a subtle, clever touch. There's also this watery cyclamen note that keeps the whole scent bubble feeling clean and fresh. It's comforting. At this stage, I realize the quality is great. It doesn't feel synthetic at all. It rejects class for me. That's what I love about it. Now, jumping into the dry down, this is where the things get interesting. I've had this on my right arm for a while now, about 1 to 2 hours in. The freshness settles, but here's the thing. On my skin, that green mango doesn't go anywhere. It's still very much present, just softer and more rounded. To be honest, I don't really pick up much wood or leather. The note breakdown says the oud and the leather, and maybe they are, but to me, they're hiding way in the background. It's a very light, almost undetectable presence, just a subtle warmth that gives the fragrance a little backbone. Nothing heavy or challenging at all. For me, that's totally fine. Around the 1.5 hour mark, what I do get is the Ambrostar. That amber note wrapping everything together. It's warm, slightly sweet, but the star of the show still that green mango. It's remarkable how long that note hangs on. For me, that fragrance doesn't transform into something completely different. It stays true to that green, slightly tart mango DNA from start to finish. If I love the opening, I'm going to love the dry down because it's basically a softer, warmer version of it. Let's talk performance because this is a sneaky one. This is an extrait de parfum. So I expect beast mode. In the first 2 hours, projection is impressive. It creates a gorgeous scent bubble that captures attention. For me, that's exactly what I want. And I'll say this for football players, for athletes out on the field, when the body heat kicks in, this thing is going to radiate handsomely. But here's the keyword, anosmia. I will go nose blind to this honestly. Around hour 4, I thought it was gone. I was ready to complain about the longevity. Then I got an occasional whiff 8 hours later. It sticks to clothes until the next day. Yes. So just because I cannot smell it doesn't mean it's not working. In high heat, it amplifies and becomes a beast. I'm telling you, don't let the fresh opening fool you. The performance is there. To me, that's reassuring. We have to address the elephant in the room. Is this a mango Aventus? Now, I'll be upfront. I'm still pretty new to the fragrance world. I actually just picked up Aventus last year, so I don't have years of batch variations in my head. But even with a fresh nose, I can tell you that in its backbone, yes, it shares that fruity, woody, musky genre. To me, it's that similar vibe. But Blockade is not a clone. It's the tomato leaf and the specific green mango accord that make it a completely different experience for me. Aventus is smoky pineapple and birch. Blockade is a green, peppery mango that stays true to itself with just a whisper of warmth underneath, not heavy leather or oud at all. For me, if Aventus is the CEO, Blockade is the creative director. It's easier to wear, it's classy, and in my opinion, the opening is way more delectable. Who is this for? I came out here to this football field at around 6 a.m. because to me, this is exactly who it's for. If I am an athlete, if I want a masterclass of a warm to hot weather scent that brings a smile to my face, this is it. It's for a guy who wants to smell expensive, unique, but still mass appealing. It's a freaking compliment magnet. Spring, summer, daytime, date night, on the pitch, after the game. It's easy to pull off. Ladies can wear it too because honestly, that green mango never gets too dark or heavy. It stays fresh and vibrant all the way through. For me, that's a huge plus. So the verdict, is it worth 345 US dollars? For me, if I'm a fragrance lover looking for a signature summer scent that stands out from the designer crowd, definitely yes. It's exquisite quality. The scent is an aphrodisiac. Now let me quickly break down the ratings for you. Scent gets a 9.5 from me. To me, it's almost a masterpiece. That green mango opening is addictive and unique. The only tiny drawback for me is that the dry down, while gorgeous, stays a bit linear. It doesn't surprise me much. Performance, I gave an 8.5. It has great longevity and it projects nicely when my body heats up. But I knock it down because I go nose blind easily. And that sometimes messes with my confidence. Versatility is a 9. It's so easy to reach for day, night, on the field, off the field. The only reason it's not a perfect 10 is that it might not cut through in deep winter. Then value, it's a 7. Look, it's a luxury purchase, not a bargain. For the quality and the experience, it's absolutely worth it to me, but it's definitely an investment. Ultimately, Mind Games Blockade is a gorgeous, addictive fragrance. I'm gatekeeping this from nobody. If I've been on the fence, go for it. All right, that's my review from the field. Let me know in the comments if you have tried the 2025 batch and what you think. Stay safe, smell fantastic, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.